Hello guys, welcome back to our third video, Caffeine Coders here. As I said before, in this video I'm going to explain you the source code of my project. So without wasting time, let's get in. So this is the first page, that is the splash screen of the project. This is this is the label which I named it as click, and this is another label which I left it as label 3, and this is a progress bar, and this is the timer. So let me show you the code of this. So in the form load I have given message box which contains read instructions before opening the book. So let me show you how it works. So this is the message box which I gave in the form load. It says read instructions before opening, so it tells the user to read the instructions. So this code is I have written in the form load event. Okay, so close. Next is as soon as I click on the Slambook, the progress bar counts from 0 to 100 and it loads the project. So I will show you the coding of that. So here you can see label 3 underscore click. This means whenever I click on the label 3, timer 1 will be get enabled and click visible will be false. Click is the word saying click Slambook to continue, and the timer settings is interval I have given 250. Rest is same. Enabled it to false because we are going to enable it to true in the form in the coding itself. So the after as soon as I click on the Slambook, it timer gets enabled and click will visibility will be set to false. In the timer 1 event, progress bar 1 dot visible is equal to true, because I will show you the progress bar 1 settings. So here you can say progress bar 1. Here enabled, I have enabled it to true, and the main thing is set the max property to 105. Minimum is 0 and maximum is 105. So progress bar 1 will visibility will be set to true. The timer, according to timer, progress bar 1 dot value is equal to the value of progress bar will be incremented by 5 until timer 1 gets disabled. So label 2 dot caption is loading, and label dot 1 caption is the value of the progress bar along with the percentage. As you can see here, this is one label, and this is the label which changes or which reflects the value of the progress bar with percentage. So here, if progress bar 1 dot value is equal to progress 1 bar 1 dot max, that is we are given progress bar value max, we are given 105. So whenever the value of the progress bar reaches max, that is 105, then timer 1 will be disabled. So the timer stops and it loads the form 2. Here you can show form 2 dot show. So it loads the form 2, and form 1 will be unloaded. So you can see here what happens when I click on the Slambook. The progress bar loads until 100. Whenever it gets max value, form 2 dot show unload me. That is, the form 1 will be unloaded and form 2 will be shown. So let's move on to form 2. So this is the main form where user interacts with, where we take input. So I will explain first. I will explain the controls which is placed on the form here. I placed a label. You can see here name label, and this is the ADODC control which is used to connect the application with the background database, that is MX Access database. And these are all the text boxes. This is datetime picker. I will show you how to add it. And these are the option button, and this is drop down combo. So these are all text boxes, and these are the labels which you can see here, and these are the command buttons you can see there. And here I have inserted a image box inside a frame. So you can see here the difference. This is frame and this is image box, and again here command button. This is a common dialog control. So common dialog control, while user clicks on the upload picture, it should display a dialog box for getting images to input here. So common dialog control is used to get those dialog box, and this is the timer. Timer settings is interval is 250. It's default, and this is a button, and again this is the progress bar. Here max value is 100. So I will show you the usage of this. So first, let me get into the database part. So to store the values inserted here in the database, we need an one of the database. Here I have used Access, MS Access. So to create one, go to Add-ins, Visual Data Manager, and click on File, New Database, Microsoft Office Access, Access, and 7.0. Give a database name here. So I will name it as XYZ or sample. Save. Uh, Now click on the properties, right click on the properties and click on new table. So give the table name here. I will give a sample only. This is a table name and you want to add fields for it. Add field for example ID and type is number or integer. Okay. Another one I will add. Name. Name is text. Okay. Close. Oh. So after entering the fields, required fields, click on build the table. So you can see the table is available here. Double click on that, you can see the fields there, ID and name, you can see here. So I have already created one database for this. I will show you that. Open Microsoft Office, Slambook open. So you can see the fields I have entered here. So to connect to that database, you need to do one thing. You need to add ADODC control on the form. So to add that, right click on the components, scroll down, and you can see a Microsoft ADO data control. This is the ADODC. You can see it is already checked because I have used it here. Click on that and click OK. This is the ADODC control. Just draw that. This is the ADODC control. So to make connection, I will show you that. This is the ADODC control. Right click on that. ADODC properties. Use connection string because we are going to use it in the form load. So use connection string. This part will be empty before connecting. Here I have already connected, so it is showing the values, but before connecting it will be empty. Click on build, go to provider, select Microsoft Jet 4.0, click on OK. Sorry, build, provider, Microsoft Jet 4.0, next, and here select or enter a database name. Here you should select the database you have created that you want to connect with the application. Browse it. Oh, so we have created sample, select that, but for this application the database is Slambook, so I have selected that. So after that, just click on test connection. If this message appears, test connection succeeded, then it is successfully connected to the Microsoft Access. Make sure that your database is located and the name is same. Click on OK. Now copy these values. Right click, copy. Just click OK. So the database connection part is over in the uh, using ADODC, but there is still work in the form load. I will show you that. First, we'll begin with form load. So this is the form load. Here you can see I have added items during the coding time for combo box. Combo 1.add item. This all the zodiac signs. So I have added from here only. You can add it in the design part only, but I have added using coding. Here you can see con.open. So before that you should declare two objects for connecting to a database, that is con and rs. Con is connection, rs is record set. So dim CON as new ADODB connection. This means that we'll be using this CON here to open the database and RS to access the records inside the table. So we should declare that. As you know, in the programming, without declaring, we cannot use the variables or objects. Dim str as string. Str here str, while uploading a photo in the database, the photo will not be stored or image not will not be stored. Instead of that, the location of the photo or image will be stored in the database. So str, so it stores the string value. So let's get to form load. Here after adding items, this is the main part. Con dot open. This means connection dot open. We are telling that to open the connection for a database. So here you can see the value. This value is what we copied in the uh, database. That is a connection string. Right click, copy, paste it here inside a double quotes after con dot open. So this establishes a connection between the database and the application. So in the form load, I have given progress bar 1 dot visibility equal to false. So as soon as I load the form, the progress bar should not be displayed until I click on the save button. I will show you that later. This is establishing a connection. The next part is here rs dot open Slambook. This means we have opened a connection here. We are accessing the database here. RS stands for record set. So we need access to records in the table to work on that. So rs dot open. This is the database name. Be careful with that. Whatever you are selected in the connection string to establish a connection, that's database name should be given here. Database name and here you should give the table name which we have after creating MS Access database. We have created one table, right, which I named it as sample. So give sample here or whatever the table name here. And CON is for connection. AD open dynamic. This is a cursor. This cursor is used for navigating from first and last. That is from first record to last record. We can navigate using AD open dynamic. And AD lock optimistic is whatever you changes you make, it will not be affected until you click on update. That is rs dot update, record set dot update. Until you call that, the changes will not be affected in the database. And AD table. This is used for getting retrieving values from the database using queries. And here you can see db dot caption in a if condition. I will show you that. This is the db dot caption. Db. The label name is db. So the work of that is if rs dot bof, if record set dot beginning of file. That is if there are no records in the database, then the caption says no friends list, please add one. I will show you that. First I will change the project preferences so it will load from form 2. Every time I need not to go from form 1. Just play. Here you can see no friends list, please add one, because we have no records in the database. So if the condition is true, then the caption turns into no friends list, please add one. Else, if there is records on the database, then rs dot move first. That is, the cursor move to the first record and it will display. Here display, for display I have used a display function. I will show you that. Sub display. Here I here again I have given a condition if rs dot eof, then message box last friend on list. Else if rs.bof, that is while navigating, if I click on next or previous button, if it is the last record, then it will show last friend on list. EOF stand for end of file. So if it is a last record, the message box appears last friend on list. Else if rs.bof, bof as I said beginning of the file, first friend of the list. Else here you can see the value in the text one will be added to the database. We should be careful with these values. Whatever the field names you are given in the table, that should be here. You cannot give your own. So if you give your own, the data will not be stored. I will show you that. You can see here the fields ID, name, DOB. Phone is for phone number, phone, sunshine. So whatever the values in the table you have given, named it. I mean, the you have named it in the database. That should be so it should the data will be stored in the respective fields of the database. Here, this is text 1, text 2, and this is phone number, and this is text 3, sports, text 4. So according to that you can change that. And this is daytime picker. So in the display, in the text1 dot text, the value in the database, that is record set, and the value in the ID, it will be displayed in the text1 dot text. Text1 dot text is here is ID. So the ID value will be shown here, that is displayed here. That's the function of display function. You can see all the values in the database will be displayed on the respective fields of the application. Here image1 dot picture is equal to load picture of rs here in the photo field. The photo will not be stored. Instead of that, the location or the path will be stored in the database. So load picture of that path will load the image to the uh, image one dot picture. So that's the function of the display function. Next is add new. I will show it one by one. In the add new, rs dot add new. So to save values in the database, first the record set should be ready to accept the values. So rs dot add new will do that work, and I have entered a clear function here. I have declared clear here. You can see clear does nothing but it clears all the fields on the application. So you can see a text is empty. Male dot value is equal to false. Female dot value is equal to false. So it just load. I mean clear the values, and here it will load the default sentence. Select your zodiac sign. That's the value. That's the function of clear. So after add new, uh, delete function. So no, let me go from the save. Okay. This is the coding part of the save function. So don't panic, I will explain one by one. Here you can see is valid is equal to phone number dot text. Like I have used a pattern matching here. So the function of this is, while user enter the phone number, I don't want user to enter more than 10 numbers or less than 10 numbers, or my choice is it should either start from 7, 8 or 9. So it should be valid. It should start either from 7, 8, 9. So is valid stores the value phone number dot text. Like is it matches the pattern which is in the phone number dot text. Here you can see this is the phone number. The value here will be matched with the pattern I have given here. This is the uh, first digit. It may be 7, 8 or 9. It may be starting with 7, 8 or 9. Then remaining values, it can be any random numbers. So if not is valid, then if it is not valid, then message box invalid number, please enter a valid one. The function of this you can see in the previous videos in which I have uploaded the validation part of the application. So go back through that and watch once. Then if text1 doc text is equal to empty, then message box cannot keep id empty. It if the text1 dot text, that is if id part is empty, then it says the message box cannot keep id empty. Text1 dot text, that field will be cleared, and text1 dot set focus, the focus will be set on text1. So user cannot save the empty fields. So the condition goes here, text2.text is equal to empty. So for all the fields I have checked the validation of empty. You can see here it's all the same. And here for option button, male dot if male dot value is equal to false and female dot if user did not select any of the either male and female, then message box make sure you fill all the info, then it will set the focus on a male option button. Here you can see the I have checked the length of a phone number. If length of phone number dot text is less than 10 or maximum of more than 10, then again it should show the error, enter the phone number in 10 digits. Then the phone number dot text will be cleared and it will set the focus on the phone number. If above error will not does not occur, then it the values will be stored here. So the record set of id, this id is the field in the database, not the field in the application. Field in the application is this, the fields in the database is this. So record set of name, whatever the values in the text to, it will be saved in the record set of name, that is in the table. And dtp, that is a data picker in the date of birth field in the database. Likewise, all the respective inputs which are given by the user will be stored inside the database using rs and the field name. So in the last field, if str is equal to empty, as I said before, str will store the path of the image which user have uploaded. So if user forgot to upload a picture, if str string is equal to empty, then message box please upload a photo and upload button dot set focus. So it will set the focus on upload button, it will not save. Else rs of photo is equal to str, it will the photo in the photo field the path will be saved, and rs dot update. So as I said, we have given here in the form load, we have given ad lock optimistic, so until we update the changes will not be saved. So rs dot update, timer 1 dot enabled is equal to true, timer 1 dot interval is equal to 250. So as you can see here, this timer 1 dot enable, it is used for a progress bar. As you seen in the splash screen, while I click on the save button, it will load and then it will save. I will show you a little demo of that. So click on add new, I will enter one random numbers. It will be some random numbers. Sorry, I pressed a number. Let me see. Some XYZ. So I will upload a picture here. Save. So you can see the timer will be enabled as I soon click on save, and the progress bar will be enabled and it will load and data saved successfully. I will add another couple of records here so I can show you the respective demos. So data saved successfully, click on OK, exit. So I will show you the timer event. Timer 1 gets enabled as soon as I click on save. So let's get to timer. In the timer button, same logic applies as in the splash screen. Progress bar 1 dot visible will be set to true, and label 4 visible is the value of the, it displays the value of progress bar with the percentage. Same, progress bar 1 dot value is equal to its value plus 10. The max value of progress bar is given as 100. So if progress bar 1 dot value becomes 100, that is max, then timer 1 dot interval becomes 0 and progress bar 1 dot value becomes 0. So the timer stops and the progress bar will get to 0. And you can you, you seen before, data saved successfully, message box. Then progress bar 1 dot visible is equal to false. So as soon as the message box I click on OK, the progress bar will get be disabled. And label 4 is value which will get disabled as soon as I click on OK. Then as soon as I save, the record set will be moved to first, and it will display. I have shown you before only. Here label is I will show you that. Label is if rs dot beginning of file or it is end of file, then no, the label should show no friends list, please add one. Next is delete. As soon as the user clicks on the delete, it will ask for a confirmation message. Message box, do you want to delete this profile? VB yes no is the buttons on the message box. VB critical is the icon. Delete confirmation is the title of the message box. So in the this value of the whatever user clicks on yes or no, it will be stored in the confirm. If confirm is equal to yes, that is VB yes, then if it is yes, and if the record, I mean the database contains records, if user clicks on yes, and there must be some records to delete, right? So if it is not the end of file or it is not the beginning of file, then can't delete all records. Else rs.delete add affect current. Add affect current is it deletes the current record which is displayed. Then message box deleted successfully, rs dot update, so it will be, the changes will be updated in the database end if. So after deleting, if there are if the database becomes empty, that is it is beginning of file and end of file is true, then the db.visible, the no friends list, please add one. The caption will be visible, made visible. Then label is same for checking this caption. Clear is for clearing all the fields as I showed you before. Else, if it is not successful, then not deleted successfully. That is, if user clicks on no, VB no, then it shows not deleted successfully end if. So date of birth. For date of birth, I have used DTP. So to get that on the form, click right button, components, scroll down to Windows Common Controls 2.6.0. Click on OK. You will get DTP. That is daytime picker. Click that, and you can draw that. Next is common dialog control. So same components, Microsoft common dialog control. Okay, this is the Windows common dialog control. Delete. So these are the controls. Next is for first, last, next, and previous. So first button. So whenever user clicks on the first button, if it is it is already on the first record of the database, then it displays first record. That is record set dot beginning of file. If it is the beginning record, the first record, then it displays message box first record. Else it will rs dot move first. It will move first. It will move to the first record of the database. Then it will display. Last is same. If it is not end of file or it is not beginning of file, then it should show last record. That is, if it is the last record on the database, then message box last record. Else if it is not the last record, it will move to move last display. Next button. if rs.eof, that is if rs.eof end of file, if it is end of file, then a message box no records. If it is not end of file, then it should display move next and display. Pre Previous, if rs.bof, that is it is beginning of file, then it show no records, and else it rs.move previous display. For exit, just end, enter end. For upload picture, here you can see for the upload button, common dialog 1 dot show open. Common dialog 1 is the name of this control. Here you can see common dialog 1. Common dialog 1 dot show open. Show open is for open dialog box. So it should filter, that is user can upload a picture which with JPEG format or .jpeg JPG format. So I have implemented a filter here. Common dialog 1 dot filter, it should accept only JPEG or JPG. Then str is a string. Common dialog 1 dot file name, whatever the file I have selected, that path will be stored in the str. Image1 dot picture is equal to load picture of str. Str is the path, load picture is the method to load the picture into the image box, that is image1. It is load picture is the method to load the image. The image path is here in the std, the str, sorry. So it will load in the image1. So you can see here, while I run the form, these three buttons are disabled until I log in. I will show you the coding that. While I click on login, form3 dot show. Form3 dot show. Uh, Here the form design is just classic username, text field, password, and text field. These are the buttons. While I click on login, while I click on the login, user is the this is user and this is password, the name of the text boxes. So if user is not equal to empty and password not equal to empty, then sorry, if user equal to empty and or password equal to empty, if any of the two fields is empty, then message box enter login details. Else or if it is not empty and user dot text, that is that text in the uh, text box, that is user is equal to any of, you can give any of your choice username and password. Surana, and I have given here password dot text is equal to Slambook. Then message box login dot successful. Me dot hide, it will after login is successful, it will hide the third form, that is user validation form, and form2 dot show. Again the form2 will be shown. Here you can see form2 dot those buttons which are disabled in the form2 will be set to enable after successful login here. Form2 dot delete button dot enabled is equal to true. Here you cannot just give delete button dot enabled because this button is in the form2. So you should first give form2 dot delete button dot enabled equal to true. Then form2 dot log dot caption is equal to profile logged in. So this is the log. This is the label. So when login is successful, form2.log.caption is set to profile logged in. Else, if it is not, the username or password is invalid, message box invalid password. When I click on the exit, form2 will be shown again, and unload me. Unload me is just it will hide this current form. So this is disabled. You can see here the enable property of set is set to false in the form2. It will be set to true in the form3 after the successful login. Here you can see here. I think I explained all. Then logout. Whenever the user clicks on logout, upload.visible is equal to true, logout.visible is equal to false. That is, these login buttons get enabled. I've given the name as upload, so don't confuse. Whenever I click on the logout, upload.visible will be set to true. That is, login button will be set to true, and logout button will be set to false. Then again, delete button, save button, and add new button visibility will be set to false. It will clear the text of form3.user, that is username and password field will be cleared in the form3, and the caption changes to log.caption, log into edit, as you can see here, log into update. And clear is, as I said before, it will clear all the fields, all the remaining fields in the form 2, not in the form 3. It will clear in the form 2. So guys, I have shown all the controls and I have explained all the coding of this application. So from first I will show you the code. This is general, that is declaring two objects, connection and rs, and str is for storing path of the image. Next is label, that is to confirm it is not to display no friends list, please add one if the database is empty. The display, if rs.eof, then message box last print only, that is, in the this is a display function. It first check for the empty. If it is not empty, then it will display the respective records in the on the application which is in the database. This is clear. In the clear, it will clear all the fields in the current form 2. Then delete button, it asks for a confirmation. If confirm equal to VBS, then it will delete only if the record, database is not empty. Then it will delete, and it will update. You can glance the code once. So last button, logout button. Okay, this part I've put a validation that the phone number and ID should not accept the string. That is, it should not accept the letters, alphabets. It should accept only numbers. So whenever, so for that I've implemented a key press event. So in the text box, in the key press, that is ID key press, if key ASCII, that is 48 ASCII, and key ASCII is not equal to 8 and it is greater than 57. That is, this condition resembles it should be only number. Then key ASCII is equal to 0. If if this condition is satisfied, then key ASCII is 0. That is, it will not accept the values only, and gives the message box only numbers allowed. Text1 dot set focus. So this is just like key ASCII is less than 48. It is for alphabets, and this is for space, and this is for in alphabet. So if it is alphabets, then it should not accept it. Message box only numbers allowed. Text1 dot set focus. Here text2 dot key press. Let me show you. This is text2. This key press. It should accept only characters or a string. It should not accept numbers. So from 65, the alphabet begins. So if it is less than 65, or it is not equal to 8, or not equal to 32, or it is greater than 90 and less than 97, you can see here, this resembles number, and key ASCII is greater than 122, then key ASCII is equal to 0. If this condition is satisfied, then it is number. That is it will not accept the values. So it should be alphabets. It should not be numbers. Cannot and it gives a message box cannot enter numbers or special character text tree dot set focus. So for the remaining fields where text should be entered, copy that code. Where the number, I think only ID and call me are the two text fields where number is to be entered. So copy that code. Yeah, this is save button as I showed you before. And another thing is, if you first after entering a text box, if you double click on that, it will not go to key press event. It will be in the change. So to go to key press event, just click on this and key press. So now it will be text 8 key press key ASCII is integer. So the letters in the keyboard will be converted to ASCII and it will validate. So guys, this is the explanation of the source code as I said before. So if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. I will be uploading all the tutorials regarding C, C++, VB, uh, all the Photoshop and After Effects tutorials too. So please subscribe to it. Thank you guys.